Okay, so here's another scenario right now. We have got dollar index coming back down. Nasdaq's coming lower. That's cool. But euro seems to be going. I'm going to drop another short on euro at the highest point right here on the retrace back up. So this is where you can trade into the development of a retrace and then wait for it to actually reject the zone to come back down again. So we're watching on the 1 minute time frame. There you go. Look at that green vector candle fails to go into and above the 50 EMA. So when you see that right there, guys, the green vector pushes price up and it can't get above that 50 EMA. That could indicate that this is a stop hunt rise to shake out the shorts to drop price down lower again. Okay. Nasdaq coming down lower, which is good news for us. So there could be, it's hedging in essence, any drawdown that I've got here. And of course, the dollar index right there seems to be doing its thing. I've opened so far 1, 2, 3 trades in Euro USD. I am expecting them to break down in this range. I'm expecting the breakdown to happen because we've got interest down here where they initiated the stopping volume candle. And just look, when you're in a situation where you've got a move to the upside and you've closed your trade and then you just want to see if it can continue higher and it can actually break down and come back down to your entry point. So that is what I'm projecting them to do. I'm expecting them to break it down and go lower in the chart. So 30-minute time frame. Look, it's a sharp move up. It's not sustained. It's designed to take out the stops. That's all it's doing. It's come back down to recover this point right here. This is the zone that I'm looking for them to come back into. I might even see a little bit of another opportunity on the retrace. 5-minute time frame may actually look to retrace up there, so I may actually have to hold this trade before I decide to start adding more. Dollar index coming down, so we're going to wait and see if they do actually break up higher for me to add more shorts in this zone. Okay. Obviously, if it does decide to play out, to come down lower, for it to go up higher, I need it to drop down lower. This move has been controlled to the downside. They've been dropping. So we've got one instance right here, consolidate, waiting for another instance to break down lower. So if I zoom out, you'll see it right here. So we have this structure right here. Mark it off for you. Come on, Tino. There we go. This zone, which will then lead to a break. Now we're expecting in this area another zone for them to drop down for the consolidation to happen again. So this is what we're waiting for. All right. Okay, here we go again. Now we've got the opportunity. They're coming back into that 50 EMA retrace. So I'm going to drop some size, reduce a little bit of the size to try and scalp. Not a scalp, but build a short in the zone. I'm expecting them to come back down, because they're rejecting this 50, rejecting the 50, rejecting the 50. Not really seeing that much commitment in the chart. So I'm expecting them to actually do the retrace back down again. So it could get pretty aggressive. Nasdaq coming back up again. Dollar index coming back down, which I'm cool with. Let's see how this one rolls out. Now I'm testing the retrace. I'm trading into it, testing the retrace. Saving the trade yet again. Because when you're getting into the volatility, I could have kept the trade lower, could have closed here, but I'm looking for a breakdown towards the 107 mark. That is what I'm interested in. Because if they're going to go there, they're going to want to get orders filled at above that point. So principally, get the shorts filled at the highest possible point for them to realize a return to the downside to take back the liquidity from that point and realize longs from there to go long from that point and move back up again. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, guys, so here's a bit of an update on this move right now. Okay, so you see that they've rejected that 50 EMA. Remember, the narrative is that they are pushing lower. So if I mark off the points where they're dropping, so you've got this zone right there, that little red arrow, and then you've got this arrow right here, and this arrow right here. Now, the idea is that caught the short from there on the rejection of the 50 EMA. Nasdaq is bleeding out. Dollar seems to be consolidating. I'm expecting euro to break down because they just seem to be working this range for a reason. And that reason is because of what's going on inside here. They're grabbing interest at this point. Okay. So the bleed is going to happen towards this 107 mark. This is my projection, what I'm expecting them to run towards. Okay. Not opening any more shorts on Euro USD. Dollar seems to be doing fine. I'm okay with dollar right now. Your Nasdaq seems to be coming down lower. We could get that volatile movement to the range daily low for Nasdaq. Okay, going into Bitcoin, you can see Bitcoin is doing phenomenal. It's doing a great job of holding in this range. Does it mean it's going to go down? Maybe. Does it mean it's going to go up? Maybe. But right now, they are holding this point. Nasdaq is moving, index is going up. So we're going to wait and see what the idea is. Remember, when we see Bitcoin just not doing anything, we know at some point they're going to do something. Okay? You know, I'm projecting out that I want Bitcoin to come back up to that 800 EMA. That's what I'm expecting. Before they can go up, they have to go down. Okay? Going back into my trades right here, you can see it's one of those tricky situations where Euro seems to be just sticking into this up-down madness, but staying within the moving average. All right. So we've got to sit tight and hold out on the idea that they are going to break down lower at some point. Okay. Now, my exit for this trade, ladies and gentlemen, would be at the point of this area right here. So I've got to be very cautious. Okay. May even add to my shorts in this zone on the idea that they hold within this area right here. So I'm going to keep you aware of that zone. This is the zone that I'm expecting them to initiate. If they do come back up towards that, we would see a stop hunt happen to send price back down again. All right, let's see how this one rolls out. Okay, so we got this scenario right now. Nasdaq's behaving, going lower. Dollar index is consolidating in this zone, not moving as such. And just answered a question by Crypto Stormer in relation to trading the gaps. Yeah, I do want to trade the gaps. I like trading the gaps, but more importantly, what you've got to remember is they've come back down into this zone and showed notable volume in this area. So that is projecting to me that dollar index is going to go up because they're not ready to come down to that point just yet. So they want higher prices for it to just come back down. Ideally, I want the range daily high. That's what I want. I want the dollar index to move out higher. Euro breaks down. And then, of course, Nasdaq just following suit, going lower. Happy days. And then that would finalize my trading day on the basis that they do follow through with it. Hopefully, they do it before the New York session. We've got at least another 2 whole hours and 10 minutes as such before that actually comes into play. So Euro's doing a good job of holding this range right here. Paying attention to dollar yen, it doesn't look like it's doing much because I know it's all this news play that's coming out soon. So they're pretty much holding the range. But it's all going to be based on what happens in New York. All right. I think they're going to be running towards dollar today. I think the dominance of the dollar will start coming into play. All right. All right. So back in again. So I know the video keeps on flipping like as if I'm continue talking, but don't want to keep the video too long. So you can see now that Euro is starting to break down, waiting for that break to this downside right here. Okay, dollar index coming up. Nasdaq seems to be doing what it needs to be doing. Bitcoin on the same token, slowly coming down. I'm not concerned about Bitcoin at all until I need to be. Okay, but they just seem to be controlling this price action. 50 to price, not price to 50. This is what we want to see. Okay, now if we do get the move, the principle would say that Bitcoin is coming up. This is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for Bitcoin to go up. Okay. Before it goes up, it may go down. We have to be cool with that, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. But the narrative is that Bitcoin is going to come up. Because if they're going to set it for the news announcements this week with the non-farm payrolls, and they're going to bleed Bitcoin to the downside, okay, they want to move it up. And we're going to be looking at exploiting that. Okay. I'm waiting for that little bit more of a retracement because I'm going to look to start adding some more longs as it comes down lower. I'm hoping that at this point right here, I've got a buy limit in this zone. That's what I'm waiting for them to do. So I'm placing my buy limit there because it sits in line with, if you zoom out, you can see that we've got this area right here where they could induce traders to sell from, which is where they could initiate a manipulation to reverse back up. Hopefully that's going to be the case. Okay. Nice sharp move by Bitcoin. All right. I'm going to get this video. Here we go. There's the break. Dollar index moving up. Euro USD moving down. I'm going to wait to see if they do actually break into that range. Close my trades. Done for the day. I'm cool with that. Here we go. Starting to move. Here you go. Red vector candle breaking down into the range. Here we go on its way. Come on. Make that happen. What time are we on? 11 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. 11 o'clock. Is he going to make that move? 50-minute time frame, no vector candle. New 1 hour candle. Here we go. New 1 hour candle. Not just yet, not just yet. Keep an eye out on that. That was a 5-minute candle right there. Zoom out. This is a break. Come on. 40 seconds. Get busy, get busy. Break down lower, break down lower. NASDAQ coming up. I don't want to see NASDAQ coming up. I may have to close my NASDAQ trade into the start of the second hour. Let's see if they do decide to break down lower, which would then in principle lead Bitcoin up. Bitcoin's up, man. Bitcoin's doing good. Bitcoin's doing good. Let Bitcoin do what it's doing. Euro taking a battering. Dollar index going up. And I don't like the idea that Bitcoin's moving up and the dollar index is moving up. I don't want that. Here we go. Are we going to get that move to the downside? 8 seconds. I want that 107. If I don't get the 107, I'm cool with that. I've built enough trades in here to see that liquidity move to the downside. I think I'm going to close out. Something's telling me that they want lower. I'm tempted to actually close this trade. NASDAQ going lower. They may sharply come back up. I'm cool with that. Okay. But they could do this BS right here. So it all depends on how aggressive this move is. Okay. And the dollar index moving up. They've broken that structure. I would naturally anticipate them to follow through with this to move down lower. All right. So I'll be getting this video over to you very shortly. Okay, then. So we've got the break. Okay. Let's trade out the way we needed it to be. This is what I'm going to be focusing on in the actual masterclass session on Thursday. Understanding the retraces by developing the understanding of the environment. Okay. They have to develop the move. This is all you need. They have to develop the move. There's no accident that this has happened. It could have gone one of two ways. This could have been the point that they decided to return price up. But look at the environment. Zoom out. What's the story? They've made a big move to the upside. And this zone right here is the zone where they are going to know where traders' commitment resides. Okay? If we go into the actual price action on TradingView, where we have a little bit more flexibility with tools, you can see, look, there it is right there, those zones. And let me just get rid of this. And if we actually pull up the session volumes, okay, we are trading from point of control to point of control. Okay, so look, point of control right there. They recovered that point. Okay, because if on the retrace right here, ladies and gentlemen, right in that zone, we would understand that that is where the point of control would be initiated to send price back up. It didn't play out. All right, that's the risk we took. Low value area lows, not that much interest to get traders to step in to go higher. Okay, so they know they can encourage traders to run shorts. Next point of control would sit at that 107 mark. I want the 107 itself, but the 107.13 would be the next area for price to reach towards. Okay, they've broken yesterday's low, haven't got the commitment. Now they've got the retail traders running for shorts. So do I then decide to close the trade? What's the narrative? Because the dollar index is working towards that range daily high, and that's what I want. Now I naturally expect them to try and spike up to spike down again. This is the name of the game. This is what you do. You pay to play. Okay? Come away from the moving average with aggression would lead them to come back up into it to do the whole thing again. I could build more shorts in this, but I'm not interested in doing that. Okay? So I may look to close this trade very shortly and get out so that you guys can have this video and then you can understand how we come up to the understanding of this play working in our favor. It could actually reverse back up, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what I've got to be cool with. Okay? But I believe we are going to see further downside. Look, it could come back up into that vector candle point. All right? So I need to be cautious with this, but we are cool so far, so good. So I'm going to sit tight, wait to see if it does decide to do it. Or we get a little bit of a gap up there. What time are we on? 5 minutes past 11, so it's the first part of the hour. So whatever it is that I get on here, I mean, I've got a decent size on NASDAQ itself. So even if I do close this trade right here, I think I'll be closing it prematurely because the next point of interest is that 107 mark down there. And before they go to it, they have to move price up to move back down again. Are we going to get the same thing that we got here over here? Are they going to come back up into it to only come back down again? So I'm going to wait and see how that plays out. Dollar index coming back down again, NASDAQ coming up. I think this is the point where I do decide to actually get rid of things. So I'm going to wait and see. Another thing that you will notice, guys, when you are watching smaller time frames, when they try and spike quickly back up, they're just running for liquidations. That's all they're doing. They're just running to hit the stops. That's exactly what they're doing with Euro USD. Okay, just look, building the shorts, building the shorts, building the shorts, building the shorts. Okay, now they've realized the first wave. Retrace, continuation lower. So that's what we're waiting for with this play right here, guys. Okay, coming back up to see a realization of price to move down lower. That's what we're looking for. Going into Bitcoin itself, let's have a look at what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin's coming down. No, it's doing good. It's doing good. Bitcoin's doing great at this point of control. And this here is really good with the strength behind this area right here. So this is an indication Bitcoin could move up from here. Could actually do it. We want that zone. Okay. Looking at XO, you can see that we've got, there's a lot of finished auctions right here. Okay. There may be a pause. They may be moving back up. So we'll see. I may need to close my trades now and see what we can get. Here it is right here. Look. We've got the retrace back up into the red vector candle. It's expected. It's standard. We know this happens. And this is what I mean about retraces, ladies and gentlemen. Retraces. They give you information. Now we're looking to see if this could be the case. I'm going to take another short from here on the idea that it's going to go lower. So, watch this. Hit the short. That's another short in the range. Because I'm expecting them to break down again. If they don't, then I'm wrong. All right? And you'll say to yourself, well, why didn't you close it down here? Because when it was down here, I expected them to come back up. Now that we're back up at this retrace point right here, I'm expecting them to come down. This is the name of the game, ladies and gentlemen. This is the idea. You pay to play. You try to establish when you could be wrong. And you being wrong is going to be determined by how much you are prepared to take a loss on. All right? This is a controlled zone. This is where they're working the orders, building the shorts. Look, impulse down, come back up, build the longs above key notes, build the shorts above key notable areas. Okay, this is what I'm waiting for. How can they have big green vector candles to push up but not really go anywhere? Okay, this is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for the bleed back down. We're going to get another move like this. Okay, I'm just got to sit tight and be patient. I'm wrong. If it comes back up here, close my trades. And we can learn a lot from this. Okay? Because all we're doing is we're testing each retrace back into the range. Will that retrace continue price up, or will it be setting up to go back down again? All right? If they do favor lower prices, which is what I'm expecting them to do in Euro USD, they are going to get their shorts filled up above the highest possible point so that they can break down into this range and hit that 107 zone, which would then lead us into this zone over here, right there, where they could encourage many more traders to run shorts from. Okay? So we have to be patient. We have to sit tight and wait for that narrative. Okay, so we've got that retrace back into the zone. All right? I expected them to do that. Built the short there, not playing out to the way we want it. NASDAQ holding at the lows, dollar index coming back down again. Now we've got start of a new 30-minute candle. So if we go into the 30-minute time frame, you can see that they're coming up sharply into the range. They've broken that 200 EMA and there's not that much liquidity down at this zone. Okay, I'm still expecting them to break down lower. They're going to move it up for them to move it back down again. Problem that I've got is if they don't make the move sooner, then we may be coming back up into this zone to try and test this wick, this red vector candle in the range. All right. But I'm expecting traders to run price back up in the dollar index. I've got to sit tight and let this one play out. Okay. This is the difference between sticking with a narrative. Now we've got yet another retrace back into the zone. So now we are waiting to see if they are going to finalize this to drop it down, because this is what they do. They spike up, come down, spike up, come down. Orders are being hit, being placed. So we're going to wait and see how this one plays out. Something that might be rolling in your minds is to be like, yo, Tim, so why didn't you close the trade? Now look at you. You've got now a drawdown on your trade. Well, look, this is the whole point of trading. This is the whole point of experience. This is where you come to make decisions and say to yourself, right, listen, I expect it to go down lower. If they're going to stick to the narrative of that, then it will go down lower. These are the tests. These are the tests where you are waiting to see if you can get shaken out by Mr. Market Maker's intention. I'm not one of those traders, okay? I'm not that guy that's going to be thinking, oh, you know, I'm going to lose too much money. No, that's not what I'm concerned about. If I'm sticking with the narrative of their behavior of retrace, drop, retrace, drop, retrace, aggressive drop to the downside, then the retrace back up ain't going to be scaring me. If anything, I'll be looking to add more trades in the zone. But I don't want to add too many concentrated trades in here because all it takes for them to just move out of the zone at any notice, okay, which could shake me out, where I would then say, yeah, I'm happy to take the loss, okay? This is what it's about. Giving the coin, giving the asset a chance to breathe in the range, okay? Look at what's going on. My positions have no influence on what price is doing. Neither should my analysis of my positions opened should have anything to do with what price is doing. In other words, I'm not going to close my trade because I'm in a drawdown. I'm going to close my trade because price is telling me that it's going in the opposite direction. Done. That's why a lot of people lose, because they look at the monetary value of their position and say, I've got to close this trade to only close it for it to go in their favor. Okay? That's the difference. All about execution. My drawdown is nothing. Okay? You can see that. I've not really had that much of a drawdown. Other than, here is my drawdown from here. Going up, we're talking 4 pip drawdown. I'm looking for a move from here all the way down to that point for 37 pips. Okay? That's what I'm looking for. From that high to this low, that's 37 pips. All right? We're going to see how this one rolls out. 11:30 is still early. Still early. See, now you can see dollar index trying to creep back up again. Euro USD slowly breaking down. Let's check on my guy. Bitcoin doing a fantastic job of holding. Yeah, man, Bitcoin's doing great. Absolutely great, man. Look at the deltas down here. So we've got a dry up of delta, which would imply that they're not looking to go lower. They want higher prices or just to even contain the range. That bad boy right there, that's an advert. Please, I want to buy. I want to buy up here. Please, Mr. Market, please move up there. I want to buy. Mr. Market Maker saying, all right, motherfuckers. Let me build my longs, make you believe it's going to go down lower. Then I'm going to shift out and get you guys to buy again where I'm closing my trades at this point. Okay? Which would then evolve into a potential M formation at this zone. All right? Remember what I'm doing, guys. I'm pulling all together all the information regarding the hybrid system. We've got the daily open in sight. Point of control is acting as support. Okay? We've got high volume nodes up here. We've got the wick up here. 50 EMAs come to price. But unless they break down price action, it would imply that they are getting ready to shift out of the zone. Need to be mindful of that. Here we go. So it looks like things could start to come back up. I may even need to start getting out of my trades, man. I may need to start doing that. All right? All depends on what they do. We've got 20 minutes until 12 o'clock. One spike lower to move it back out in the range again. That'll be happy days for me. I'm tempted to close my NASDAQ trade. But it's acting as a hedge for me against my drawdown on the Euro USD trade. So I'm just waiting to see if they do decide to break certain ranges on here. Let me just see this here. Yeah, retracing back into the zone. Okay, cool. I'm cool with that. I need to just be relaxed and understand that the dollar index may come back up again. There's a reason why dollar index is consolidating here. I'm just waiting for them to try and reverse back up. Where are we at? 20 to 12. It's now 6:30 in the morning, New York time. So we are expecting traders to be getting up, getting themselves ready, make their way to the office to take advantage of that. UK session is on lunch in principle. So we expect a little bit of volatility in this zone. So I'm going to pause the video and see what we got from here. Okay, so this is where it's going to start getting tricky right now. NASDAQ moving up. Okay, but I don't trust the move. It's coming back into the moving average. Up, down, up, down. Don't trust. There's a little gap down right there as well. That would tell me Bitcoin's moving up. Happy days, Bitcoin moving up. That's cool. That's cool. So now what I'm waiting for is I've closed my trade on the dollar index. I didn't want to be exposed to too much drawdown on that sense, but it doesn't seem to be moving much. So close at a bit of a break even. Euro USD moving back up. I may need to close my short right here so that I'm not leaving any dead money on the table. But I don't trust it. It's not. It's a fake move. It's too fast. All right. It's a fast move. This is standard retrace. Remember what we said about retraces. We're trying to exploit the narrative. Okay. This is what they're doing to shake traders out. And I'm not going to fall for it. 5-minute time frame. New 15-minute candle right there. So here we go. We're going to wait and see. Look, expecting that retrace to come into play. So I have no reason to sell. Yeah, okay, my trade entry's right there. I'm cool with that. But I've got no reason to sell. Could we get that little bit of volatility coming? Are they going to violate and reject this zone? They've fully recovered that red vector candle point. Euro coming down. NASDAQ coming down. See the nature of the speed of their move. Dollar index trying to come back up. Let me zoom in. There we go. We've got that zone right there. Let's see what happens. All I need is just a fast breakdown. This is where the test of the retrace is. And Euro and the NASDAQ itself on the 5-minute time frame. Look, testing that. Green vector candle fails to get above the 50. All right? That's information. Just watching price. There are many times where you'll sit in silence and in your mind, many things are going through it. Back in the day, for me, I'd be like, shit, I can't take this drawdown. I can't do this. Oh, fuck, I'm losing money. Right now, I'm in like a Zen state of mind where I'm watching every single move because in my mind, I'm diving into the algorithm. I'm trying to see deeply the metagame inside of why that my belief of it to go down is going to come to fruition. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. And this is where you start getting into the metagame of trading, where you start saying to yourself, you trust the process. Yes, we do get drawdowns. Yes, we lose money. That's fine. I get that. But these are the moments where when you decide to hold or when you decide to fold. All right? We're working very tight zones right now. Look at how they brought up the NASDAQ, that principle of the green vector failing to go above the 50 EMA. It's a shakeout to shake out the shorts that have been opened. Okay, notice how aggressive they move down lower, get traders to go short. Then they consolidate a little bit, make them believe it's going to go lower, come back up, hit their stops, make them believe it's now going up for them to come back down again. Let's see if the narrative holds true. 200 EMA, very important point on the NASDAQ chart. Just watch this. Look at the strength of the dollar index. Look at NASDAQ. Look at Euro USD. Bitcoin must be coming down. No. Bitcoin's doing brilliant things here. This is where it could get busy on Euro USD. If it breaks down lower, I'll be able to close everything. Value area low. Next areas. The next area of interest where the high volume nodes are present. Violation of the yesterday's low. It's getting busy. Getting very busy. They need to break down. I'm going to close. I think I want to hold my NASDAQ trade. I really do. So I don't believe they're going to keep going up. Yeah, I'm holding my NASDAQ trade. Dollar index shifting out, ladies and gentlemen. That range daily high is what we're looking for. Come on, Euro USD. There you go. Give me that 107 mark. That's all I'm looking for. And I'll be satisfied with a day's trade like this. Happy days. Red vector candle. Look at the understanding. Break, retrace, drop. So at the close of this 5-minute candle, if they don't have the aggressive nature to come down, I'm going to get ready and close all my trades. Come on. Make the break. Don't give me no light. If it doesn't come in on strong volume, that would tell me that they're going to slow things down. Come on. Give me that range daily high, dollar. Give me that range daily high. Come on. That's what we're looking for. Here we go. There it is. Come on, Euro USD. I don't need it to do much. Come on. It's 107. 107 mark. Give me that 107 mark. Dollar index. They're shifting money into the dollar index. Bitcoin is doing phenomenal in this range. Absolutely phenomenal. Well done, Bitcoin. Round of applause for Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. They've broken the structure. Naturally, I would expect them to try and retrace back up, but we've got 2.5 minutes left until this candle stops. Remember, the algorithm in principle is hitting orders now. It's hitting liquidations. It's going for liquidity. It's going for stops. It's when it stops and finishes at after 2 minutes where I will know if this move means business. There it is. We could hold to all the way down to the range daily low, which would be a great setup trade. Green vector candle. So now we've got to pay attention. Range daily high, 15-minute time frame. Euro USD breaking down. Trades are good. Shorts are good in the zone. Happy days. Here we go. We've got the movement. Is it going to hit our projection point? 107. 107, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, don't do this to me. Believe it's there. It is. The volume's coming in now. They want lower prices. Come on. Make the break. Could have kept my long open, man, but that's the nature of the game we're in. Make it happen. There we go. So what I'm doing with this, guys, as well, is we're going to be talking about this in the playing on the masterclass session on Thursday. You know, really diving into understanding the retraces, because this is what a lot of people are asking questions on, you know, always getting shaken out on retraces. Come on. 58 seconds. Hasn't taken it. So here is that point where you say to yourself, do I actually close it or not? Because the start of the next 5-minute candle could actually see price break down lower. But I'm about execution. Here we go. Market stopped. Look. Look. Reset. I hate that. They just reset the exchange. Those bastards. They've just reset the exchange. Okay, this is where I'm going to start actually getting rid of things. Range daily high. It's going. It's going. Dollar index has got a reason for this move. We're coming into the final stages of an hour candle. What do I always say to you guys? I always say to you to close into the vector. That's it. I'm out. I don't care if it... it's going. It's going. Range daily high for dollar index. Yeah, I'm out. I want to get out. I'm not leaving no money on the table. Happy days. That is what we were looking for. Awesome. Done. Happy days. Hit our point. Now it's retracing back up. How typical of that. Okay? I'm keeping my NASDAQ trade open because I believe it's going to come down a little bit more. All right? But we've had a great day. That is a great trade. I'm glad that happened. It played out perfectly. Let me get this video over to you guys. And we're going to be diving into understanding this play in the masterclass session. Okay? Cool.